big challenge actually to stand between you and lunch. It's always, first I would like to congratulate Professor Krishna for doing this fantastic work and sharing that with us. It's fantastic to know all these things, although we talk about AI every day now and we know that what AI is doing, but exactly what the world is doing in a different platform, it's always good to know. Thank you so much for sharing. See, when we talk about nuances, I don't want to thank Ashish and Deepak and all, that's done. So, see, when we talk about nuances of publishing, there is so much into it. It is very difficult at times to find what exactly to talk about, you know. Because you have a challenge, another challenge beside that lunch thing, that you have only 35 minutes or 40 minutes to present, you know. So you have to run through everything and come to a conclusion very quickly. So normally I go to the conferences and talk about publishing ethics, you know, because we always talk about morals, but we really lack ethics. That's my feeling when I work with authors. Ethic is something which we have to really work on, and that is not only in research. That is not only in research, that is also in our walks of life also. It's everywhere ethics is required. But when I was actually trying to prepare a presentation for this particular conference, I received another presentation from my colleague who is a marketing person. And she sent it just to tell me that there are so many new tools are there which has developed in last 6 months or so. So I was so happy to get that presentation. I thought, let me just share those tools with you, because you will be using them every day for your research work, but you don't know how to get those tools and how to go to that particular tools. It's very difficult. With internet coming, we know it's a big revolution, but finding or searching something is very difficult on internet, you know. You can go to springer.com, but it is very difficult to find things over there. What exactly springer.com has? It's an ocean from where you have to pick some drops. So I will just talk about that. It's a presentation name, it's a dedication always I give. It's an innovation which is the key word right now, and this particular conference name also talks about innovative things. So I just dedicated my talk to Mary Keys. She's the first woman to receive a US patent on this very day, 1809. That means almost 209 years ago. What she has done, she has a patent for new technique for weaving straw with silk to make hats. You know, it's a very simple thing which was developed by someone in Europe 3 years ago. Then she actually worked on it and patented it. See, why I am showing this slide to you, it is very important to patent your work. It is so important that whenever you will look at this slide, you will find she is the first woman who has got the patent, but she is not the first woman who has actually developed this or innovated it. So you will never hear about that lady who has actually innovated this long back, 3 years ago. So always patent your work when you are working on a product. You can see my lovely photograph also there. So this is what I do normally. I am part of the global acquisition team in Springer. So I acquire globally. I talk to authors all over the world, and thankfully in Springer we have a simple dissemination platform which is same for everyone. If the author is in US, the dissemination platform is same as the author is in country. So it works very good for us. And what we have learned over a period of time in Springer, that it is very important that we should go to authors and talk about publishing things which are basically covered by author workshops. Because there are so many things which you will be looking for, but you are not getting them. Like I said, internet. Now you will find Google. Google is the buzzword, and everyone is on Google. You talk to any guy, they will not look at your face, they will look down. They are actually looking at Google and testing you whether you are correct, because they know Google knows more. Correct? Okay, where is the how this word Google came? Anyone? Any idea? Yes. Anyone from? What exactly is the Google? Why this word Google came? Is there any meaning? I know it's a noun at one point of time. Now it's a verb, because no one no one is actually using it as a noun as such. Now everyone can Google. So how this came? Any idea? Yes, you were saying. It's not infinity, sir said it's 1 followed by 100 zeros. Correct? The term is not Google, it's actually Google. But unfortunately or fortunately, whatever the way you want to see it, when this was done, the person said Google, the person who was writing, it was a typo. It's a mistake, typo is a mistake. He wrote Google instead of Google. So they kept the name Google, that's fine. They said, oh, it's okay. So, with a focus on content acquisition, and I normally go to authors to support them. The first question about the nuances when we talk about why publish, why you need to publish. I think it's not visible from there. It's visible? Okay. See, the first and the most important thing is exchange ideas globally. That means you need a dissemination platform where you can actually write, and it should go to people who are working in different countries. Secondly, network and with community. How network is working. Now, if I ask you, when you write a paper, you will always have a corresponding author, correct? Why there is a corresponding author? Why you need a corresponding author? Anyone? You know there is a corresponding author, correct? Yes or no? Yes, I know you are hungry, but we can have a loud yes. You know there is a corresponding author? Yes. Yes. Why there is a corresponding author? Someone to communicate with. Communicate what? Okay. Okay. So why there is only one corresponding author? Why others are not corresponding? That's it. Sir, you will not be able to follow me. Thank you so much for your answer. I have more views. If you can answer me, I will. Thank you so much. See, corresponding author means you are corresponding about the paper, correct? About the article. Now, if you have any issues you want to tell anything about the paper, there is a corresponding author. Other authors will remain inactive during the correspondence. Correct or not? But if you see it like this, I'm talking about networking. You always download papers, read them for your work, correct? So if you download a paper and that paper is really good and it is helping you in your work, why not correspond with that author and tell that author that your work has really helped me? See, if you are doing this, suppose someone is doing this to you, it will make your month, not a day. This is the way people can talk to each other. See, what is the revolution when Professor Krishna was talking about 1960s and then 2018? The best thing is you have everything on your. Now, interestingly, we all are on WhatsApp, but 90% is trash. 10% is something which we are forwarding without even thinking. We are not utilizing the power of communication, which is another theme of your conference. See, communication can be only powerful when you are using it powerfully. Otherwise, it's just a mode, nothing else. So, if you write to any corresponding author that this paper has helped me, so you can create a link, you can create a network, and these networks are going to help you in your research work. The next point is acquire research funding. The bottom line is money. How sweet is honey is not going to matter. You need money to do any research. You need that. Interestingly, in UK and US, people have that fund with their publishing grant. In India, we don't have that. See, in India, the challenge is there is fund, but it is very difficult to get that fund also. It's not easy. The people who are sitting here, they know how difficult it is to get a fund for a particular project. So when you have a good research, then only you can have good funds. It's vice versa, it's like a circle, cycle. It's publish or perish. You know what is perish? What is perish? Disappear. Correct? So, loss. So, if you are not publishing, you are actually getting perished. Because no one knows you. You are not there to publish only for you. You are there to publish for the community. That you have to understand very well. Two people, two teams, three teams are working simultaneously on the same problem in different countries. Suppose you are doing a particular project research in your lab, the same thing is done at Japan by someone else. Now the person who is completing first is publishing first. That means telling the world that I have done it. Next, helping you also, because you will immediately advance your research. You will not do the same things which already been published. Advancement in career and allows you to become an effective communicator. There's a career. One can become a journalist. All these magazines, you must have heard about Nature. Nature is one of the biggest science magazine with the maximum impact factor. So what exactly the people doing there? They are all scientists. They are writing blogs. They are writing articles. They are going to scientists and taking interviews. And this is only possible when you are writing well, doing your research well. So here again, when you publish, then there's a possibility that you can connect to those people and there's a career for you. So your research is not complete until it is published. Without publication, science is dead. Let's go to the submission process. Now with this internet coming over there, the submission processes have changed. What exactly used to be the submission process previously? We used to send hard copies, correct? Till 1960s, I can tell you, in Springer, there are many books we have published with handshake contracts. The editor and the author, they shook hands, they reached a conclusion and they done a book. There is no material to look at, there is no contract. But right now, we go for each and every line of contract, read it correctly, because now there is a trust issue also. In 1960s, trust was more. Now we are fighting the trust issue. Two biggest democracies of the world, US and India, they are fighting the trust issue very, it's a vital thing. We don't trust anyone. We trust Google, but not our friends. This is the way the world is going. Why? Because America, they have fear. India, it's a cutthroat competition. So what exactly submission process is? It has changed over a period of time. Now we have internet. So you have to upload everything online. There is nothing, or nothing is moving in a hard copy form or even the mail form. There is something which is, there is a platform, correct? You are uploading everything on a platform. The paper, the figures, the tables. How it used to work, like I will tell you a story about S.N. Bose. Have you heard about S.N. Bose? You know who is S.N. Bose? Yes or no? Thank you. S.N. Bose has written a paper and sent it to a journal. Editor-in-chief of that journal was Einstein. So Einstein wrote back to S.N. Bose, you have submitted a paper in English. My journal is in German. Do you want me to translate this? He said, yes, why not? Please translate. So he translated that. It came back to S.N. Bose. S.N. Bose said, okay, fine. Went back. Now this whole process took 2 years. Because 3 months the post used to travel, the mails. Now things have changed. Things are much quicker. Correct? So submission processes have changed. Now how it normally works, you have a manuscript and you write a covering letter. Do you know what is a covering letter? Anyone? What is a covering letter?
Sending a request.
Good, at least you talk someone. I was thinking of talking to all people who are sleeping or dozing or they are not there at all. Yeah.
We are just sending a request that we are submitting this paper with title this and all this.
Yeah.
And kindly acknowledge us. And
Very good, very good. See, covering letter is not PFA. Thank you. You know what is PFA? Please find attached. Please don't write PFA and write a covering letter. That is very important. So I don't have time to tell you about exactly the covering letter you have to put over there. But always write a covering letter with your manuscript. Now the covering letter and Goes to editor. No, it will not go to editor actually. This is the wrong information. See, it will go to a person who will just read the paper and take a glance of it and understand. That is why you need a covering letter which will talk about your paper, and that gentleman who is sitting there, a journal editor officer, he will just check. When he checked it and he said it's fine, then only it goes to the maybe an associate editor, not the editor. You will find editors are at a very high profile academicians, they don't have time to read all your mails. So it goes to a editor who is an associate one. From here, he will check two things. The results are novel or topic is relevant. These are the two things they will check when they check a paper. If it is not, it gets rejected. If it is, goes for peer review. Now what is peer review?
It is for the English grammar tag.
Okay. What is a peer review in such a way?
Actually, people working on the same area, they will review it.
Yes, very good. People working on the same area will review, that the subject expert in those areas. And what is the meaning of peer? Thank you, ma'am. What is the meaning of peer? Peer is friend. So people working with you are your peer. So you can actually send, they will send the paper to peers. So people who are working on the same subject. Peer review is done, paper is accepted. Correct? Correct or not? Huh? No. Paper is, it will come here. 90% paper will come here, revision. See, if you have submitted a paper and the paper is accepted in 3 days, please don't publish there. Because it has been not reviewed, I can tell you. Because the biggest challenge right now every journal is facing is review. The people who are conducting this conference, just ask them what is the biggest challenge. They will not tell you to arrangement of food, arrangement of venue, arrangement of reviewers is the biggest challenge. So what exactly is happening? Revision. After revision, new experiments, improve readability, add information. Correct? 3 things you have to do. Simple. It will take 1.5 years if you want to do all these again. So review is very important aspect. It is done, now it is accepted. So this is the whole cycle of submission.
So one thing is missing here.
Yes, sir, please.
And the missing thing is that after the review, highly chances that it can be rejected as well.
Yes, sir, I don't have time to go to all the author workshop related aspects. Because, sir, I will just come to that. What is the publishing time? Normally you will come to know that 3 to 12 months we say, but it varies. It varies because of many reasons. About the reason is review is done in the slowest way. Sometimes it is difficult to find reviewers. Sometimes you submit to a journal which is not actually under the scope of that. So there are many different reasons. See, this is the pie chart you can see. Red one is rejection, green one is acceptance, and the rest of this is review. So review is a very positive thing. Have you heard about feedback? Feedback is a positive word or a negative word? Who thinks feedback is a negative word? Anyone? Who thinks it's a positive word? People who are not raising hands, they think what? Because negative. Huh?
It is always positive.
It is always positive. Yes, it is. It's a negative way?
It is also negative.
It's also negative. So, good. Now people are awake. Thank you, sir. He said it's a positive with negative impact or a negative with positive impact. It's a neutral word. There is nothing negative or positive about feedback. You get a feedback, it can be negative, it can be positive, correct? So, when you write an article, because I am just jumping things over here because it's very difficult to talk all things at a time. Now, when you write an article, what is the first thing you should write? Paper title. Anyone else? When you are actually composing a paper, what is the first thing you should write? Paper title, abstract. Problem statement. Anything else? Okay, problem statement. Anything?
literature review.
Literature review. Okay. First thing you should write it methods and results. Because you are doing some methods, using those methods and you are doing a research. So you have that methods ready with you and you have those results ready with you. Correct? When you write these two, this is the first thing. Second is your introduction and discussion. Because when you will find a journal, I will go to journal selector, when you will find a journal, you will find these journals always they talk about the word limits of introduction, the word limits for a discussion. So it is always good to find a journal, then actually write introduction and discussion. Finally, you should write title and abstract. Why? What is the meaning of abstract? Summary. So what will you summarize if you don't have the original name? Correct? Abstract writing is a big industry in India. Almost 250 crores. Yes, sir. That is also PhD writing. I can tell you, I get mails from authors, so beautifully written PhDs, but the mail you cannot decipher the meaning. What exactly the author is actually looking for. Because PhD has been written by someone else. For a management PhD, they charge 1.5. For a technical science PhD, they charge 3.5. So it's a big industry. And what exactly you are doing, title and abstract. Abstract is summarization, correct? So summarization of your work.
So one question is this.
Yeah, please.
So whenever like you receive an invitation about any conference and anything, like their first step is to submit abstract. After 3 months or 4 months, you can submit your whole paper.
Correct.
And you writing your paper after when your abstract is accepted by them. But you are saying that abstract is
Correct. See what exactly they are looking for. They are not looking for the original abstract of your book. They want to know that is the synopsis of your work. See, there is a difference. When you submit the final paper, you can change the abstract. But initially, what they are doing, they are actually looking for a synopsis which they can read and they can understand. Okay, this is as per the theme of the conference. We can at least ask the author to submit the full paper.
advanced synopsis.
Yes. So let us have some more questions.
Yes, one thing I am not agree.
Yes, sir, please.
This is what you mentioned that we have to write method and result is there. But in the computer science and ICT, we applied a lot of techniques.
Yes.
For example, in machine learning, we apply
Yes.
10 or 20 of different algorithms.
Correct.
Which algorithm is giving the best result.
Correct.
So how can we know that the method and the result? So we
Correct, sir, I am
we
saying-
we only write the title, and after that, they
So you don't write the title.
No,
You
that-
write the aim of the conference or aim of the paper. What exactly your research
how
aim?
we are going to solve this problem.
Yes.
And this problem can be solved through the various techniques.
Correct.
And we are not aware which techniques we are going to apply, through which one we are going to get the proper results. So the first thing is that we are going to write the title. Our objective is clear that we are going to.
No, sir, you are not going to write the title. See,
Of course,
title is
title
the
is objective or aim.
yes.
Aim and objective.
Sir, you have to first find the problem statement. Someone said that problem statement is not the part of that paper. It's a statement. It's a research aim which you create. Then only you go for it.
That is also creating a type of title.
Yes.
Title can be changed based on the results.
Sir, titles are normally made the last thing because you go to the journal instruction. They will tell you you can use only 30 words for a title. You can use only 20 words for a
That
title.
is the aim and objective.
Yes, yes. How many papers are published worldwide in a year in English language journals? So this question I am asking, there are 3 questions over here. I am asking them, the reason is you need to know what is the size of this particular industry, because this is a very unique industry where the author, that is the and reader, and in between there is a reviewer. They are all same people. They are not different people. You are an author, you are a reader also, and you are reviewing also. So you need to understand the total magnanimity of this work. So how many papers are published? Any idea? I am talking about English language journals only. I am not talking about any regional language journal like Hindi, Mandarin or others. If you have any idea.
Approximate 10,000.
Approximately
10,000.
10,000 papers. Okay.
Millions.
10 lakhs.
Yes, 10 lakhs.
10,000 and 10 lakh is a couple of zeros.
1 million.
So you have a big range now in between to play around.
I think 85% of the entire world.
Great that you are including the UGC books and all.
No, I'm not talking about UGC journals. I'm only talking about good English language journals.
They are also English.
हाँ. Sir said 10 lakhs. You think 10 lakh papers लिखा जाता है पूरे साल में?
Sir, Springer का कितना है?
Springer has 3,500 journals. They come to the number of journals also.
What in a year, how many papers are
Coming to that. 1.6 million papers, that is 16 lakh papers. This is from 50,000 journals, almost 50,000 journals. And we have almost 3,500 journals. So you can multiply that number. How many books are published worldwide? Any idea? It's more or less?
Yes.
Less? All agree? Okay. It's 2 million books published worldwide each year. Interestingly, it's more. So when we think about a publishing industry, we think very differently until and unless we have the data and figures in front of us. How many researchers have committed research fraud at least once in their career? What is the idea you have if you give me in percentage? 99%. Fantastic. So why you left 1%, sir?
Who said that?
You left yourself and then what is the percentage coming to your mind? Fakeness, fraudness. Sir said 1%, he said 99%. So we are at 100 right now. Because if you add those numbers, sir said 1%. Okay, let me just change this question a little, then I will come to the answer. How many researchers sitting in this room have committed fraud? Now, what is the percentage?
Sir, जब से Google आया, it is around 99.99%.
I am coming to this. Why I am saying this? See, I am a good person. Correct? See, you have to nod, man. I am a good person. It's not that I am saying something. See, when you are a good person, then you know the people. I know Dr. Singh, so he is a good person. I don't know him. Correct? So he may be bad. That is the way we human think. It's actually 1.98%. Thank you very much, sir. Now, 1.98% is a very big number if you are looking at the numbers of researchers. 99% is out of context. Even if a system has more than 30% fakeness, system will collapse. And you are a part of a community which is the best community to work with because the least amount of fakeness is there. You have so many people working as reviewers without even getting recognition, leave aside money. Why you are doing this? Because you love that community, you want to work, you want to gain knowledge. Correct? Okay. Now I will come to other services and quickly run through the services which are there. The whole idea is to tell you these are the different tools which are available, which you can make use of. So I am not going to go into detail of any tool because time is a big constraint. I will just show you the tools. You can identify them later. You can go to Springer.com or that particular site where that particular tool is. This is normally we talk about pre-publication, intra-publication and post-publication. That means these are the pre-publication tools. While doing work there are some intra-publication and finally there are post-publication. These down here, I will go through them in detail. This down here are all paid, here one is paid. I will tell you which one are they. In pre-publication you have author and reviewer tutorials. If you go to Springer.com, you go to author, the link author under services, you will find this author and reviewer tutorials. It's a very effective tutorials. You have to give only 3 hours time. You can complete that tutorial. It's very effective, I can tell you. Next is transfer desk. This is an interesting thing started by Springer. Transfer desk means suppose you have submitted an article to a journal. Instead of rejecting that paper, The journal is suggesting you another journal because maybe your aim is not correct as per the scope of the journal. So instead of rejecting your paper, they are suggesting you. So there's a huge team of 300 people, all PhDs. They are sitting at Pune. They are all subject experts. They check your papers so that they can suggest you a better journal. Journal suggester. I go a little deep into this. Journal suggester means that there is someone who is going to suggest a journal to you. When you look for a journal, normally how you look for a journal? You ask your peer, you ask your mentor, your guide, which are the journals which are good journal, or from your reading habits. From reading a particular journal, you know this is a good journal, I should actually publish here. See, when I talk about 50,000 journals, they are in totality. In your discipline, there must be a possibility that there are only 5 good journals, not 50,000. So these are the 5 journals you will aim for. But there are new journals which are coming up. How you can find them, I will just tell you. If you go to journalsuggestor.com, there is a button over here. This will open this page. You can put your manuscript title, you can put the manuscript text, that is the synopsis of your work, and you can put subject area over here. You can have some refinement. What you can do, I have used one old paper of Bose-Einstein condensation, the abstract or the synopsis. Then I said physics, and then I put some marks over here. That means what is the impact factor, what is the frequency. You can go there and put all these, and then look for journals. These are recommended journals. These are all, there are 20 journals recommended. Now what exactly it is doing, it is going back to the database and picking up. Springer, you have 3,500 journals, but if you go to EDANZ, E-D-A-N-Z, it's another company, they have 28,000 journals in their kitty so that you can go and check that. This is the database they have. So if I click here, this journal, I will go to the home page of this journal. So by just putting the title and synopsis of your work, without asking anyone, this tool will help you find a correct journal for your work. Then you have this particular page which is called OA, Open Access Funding Support. Many authors, they want to publish in open access, but they don't have money because it's an author pay model. You have to pay a lot of money. This is the page which will help you. There are many organizations, they actually give you money if they think that research is good. You can apply for that. Then there is book manuscript submission. There is a portal where you can go and submit your manuscript. This is for journal also. You have a portal. Another interesting software is Author Mapper. Have you heard of this? Anyone? See, what exactly Author Mapper is doing is exploring the patterns of scientific research. It is identifying new and historic literature trends. That means how it works. I will just tell you how it works. See what I have done. These are the areas which you can put your data. I put New Delhi, computational intelligence, 1st January to 4th of May. That means yesterday. And say map it. Now here you will find taken the particular search string and it has given you 1200 papers published in computational intelligence in this particular 4 months. And if you just click here, you can download those list of papers. So you know the trend and you know who all are basically working in your area. So it is very easy to use Author Mapper and even find. Suppose I want to know that how many management papers are published from GNIM. I can easily do that. I can put the name of GNIM over here. I can put the area, suppose I put marketing research, and then say search for a particular period. So I know who all are working in marketing research in last 4 months and who all are publishing. Then I have another fantastic, I'm not going to play those videos over here because I don't have much time. Recommended is another fantastic software. Recommended is something which works on AI. AI is what? Now, when you go to Google and search for a product, suppose I want to buy a shoe and I'm looking for shoes. If I go to Amazon looking for shoes, if I close that thing and go to some other website, you will find some ads are popping up that you can buy shoe at this and you. So how this is done? This is basically reading your behavior and the IP address and immediately popping those ads from there. So this is artificial intelligence. Google can actually identify where you are sitting right now and they have a data for last 3 months. It is very easy for them. What exactly Recommended is doing? when you are downloading papers and you are getting registered over there, after 100 downloads, they will start telling you which paper is getting published in your area. Because 4,000 papers are published each year and it is very difficult to track. So they will help you with their artificial intelligence. The paper is published in your area, looking at your downloading behavior. Overleaf is something which you can use for writing and publishing. MySpringer is a tracking system where you can actually go and register yourself. Then it is you can actually find all this is happening to your paper, to other papers and all. E-proofing is a method where it's basically everything is electronic proofing. Now you get e-proofing, which is developed, it's a tool where you can change your papers without even making any kind of notations. Open choice. This is a choice which is given to authors. No, I didn't get your question. Yes. It's not only for Springer journals. It's basically Author Mapper is for all the Springer database. It's 12 million data. It's 12 million articles are there which will be searched and you will get free of cost. Yes. No sir. E-proofing is something like when you submit a paper, normally paper comes back to you. They will have to make annotations, and you have to get. Now, whenever you are making an e-proofing thing, then automatically that XML text is getting changed. So there is no intervention in between. The typesetters and all, they will not come. You are making change to your own paper and it is getting published. Open choice is a choice given to you for publishing your article in a hybrid journal. Suppose the journal is not open, it's not an open access journal, but you can open your paper. This is something which you can do by paying. There are certain things which nature provides us. This is English language editing, scientific editing, academic translation, manuscript formatting. These are all different services which are available, but these are all paid. These four are paid services. Then you have SharedIt. Another fantastic thing. SharedIt is something where you can actually share your work individually. How it works? When you publish a paper, the first thing comes to your mind is how to share that. Now, you want to share with me, but I can only read the abstract. If I want to purchase that work, it is 25 euros. I don't have 25 euros for purchasing your work. SharedIt has changed it. Now what you can do, you can put my email ID and say SharedIt. I can open the full paper. I cannot print it, I cannot download it, but I can read it, I can make comments and everything. So it's free. Freely paper is available. What is the best thing about it? I see it. If a paper is useful for you in Springer, you immediately can write to the corresponding author. This paper is very useful. I am working in this area. Will you please share it with me? So instead of going through any illegal process, you can actually get that paper free of cost by sharing it. It's a beautiful thing which has been done for authors as well as for readers. ORCID IDs are, I think you should be aware now, these IDs are getting must, so you can actually register and do that. This is another thing which just started, we were doing at a pilot stage. Now I think 2019 we are going to come up with a big way. Although it's a paid service, it's like a create your own video summary. There's a company attached with Springer who are creating videos. It's a video abstract. It's like 1 minute or 2 minutes. So whatever you have done, that video will be there. And we have seen in last 1 year, for the pilot journals, the citation as well as downloads are very high for video thing. The similar paper which has no video abstract are not getting downloaded that much, but video abstract is helping. Although it's still in a very nascent stage, it's very difficult to give you some concrete values, but definitely this is going to take up. Book metrics is a metrics where you will get to know about your books, because the story behind the book doesn't finish when it gets published. It starts. You get to know what is the citation, you get to know how the download figures are. There's another particular software called FitShare, where you can store, share, discover your data. It's a very good software. You can go to FitShare and check. 5 GB of data you can here, any format. So it's basically a workflow where you can simplify your work. Then you can download your author badge. If you are a speaker author, you can promote your author badge through your work. This is another new thing which has started. This is before the abstract. Before an abstract is created, before you are writing a paper, there is a research story. This is something a storyteller started by this company. They are working with us, and you can actually go and talk about your story of your research. And it's a beautiful thing where you can go and see so many different researchers are there. In your area there must be something, and you can upload your data, you can upload your research. This is a big blog. This is something post-publication you can do. A blog where every day thousands of papers are getting submitted. Internally our author marketing team is working with this. You can go and you can download. It's all freely available for reading. Before I conclude, I have a couple of last 2-3 slides I will tell you. There is a Journal Author Academy. So if you go to Springer, you go to services, you go to author, you will find there is a Journal Author Academy. Now if you spend half an hour each day for next 30 days, that means 15 hours, then you don't need any kind of workshop. Because every data, every video is there. It will be very, very helpful. There are a couple of books I would like to tell you. There is How to Write and Publish a Scientific Paper. This is written by Robert A. Day. A must for all researchers. This is the 7th edition. 8th is already out. 6th is freely available. You should read that to understand what are different type of papers. I can guarantee there are so many people who are writing papers, they even don't know what is the difference between a review paper and original paper and a letter and brief communication, because no one has taught us. So there are books which can actually tell you what to do. Then there are 2 books by William Germano. First is From Dissertation to Book. Dissertation is the first thing which you write, the PhD. That is the book, but it has a format. Now from dissertation, how you can change it to a normal monograph. And finally it is Getting It Published. Another beautiful book which will tell you all the nuances of publishing. These 3 books, they won't cost much. You have to skip couple of McDonald's. Then you can buy them. you don't have to spend much over here. Correct? Finally, why we are doing all these tools which are freely available and helping people? The reason is very simple. We want that data should be discovered, accessed, understood, to use, reused and shared. If data is not shared to correct community, then it is very difficult, because everyone is working for citation. If data is not read and data is not going to the correct readers, then it will never be cited. So it is very, very important that you use tools like SharedIt, where you can share data with maximum people, and it's all free of cost. Thank you so much for hearing me. If you have any queries, you can come to me and I will be here for the day. Or my email ID ananda.bose@spiller.nature.com. You can write to me. I will be available for your answers. Thank you.
Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Ananda Bose.